Hello again, I'm Blunty. Now, yesterday I went on a bit of a wander down to Circular Quay. It's spelt like this, but pronounced like this. Try not to get confused. It's just the way we deal with the English language here. Disturbing, I know. Anyway, so I was wandering through there, and Circular Quay is where all the tourists tend to gather to get their pictures in front of the Sydney Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge, two of the most recognised touristy landmark kind of things in Australia, if not the world. Everyone knows about the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House. And so I was wandering through there, just going on a bit of a wander, just sort of chillaxing, and I got stopped numerous times by tourists who wanted me to take their picture for them in front of the Opera House or the bridge and all that sort of stuff. You know, so if a couple of tourists together, one would take the picture of the other, and they wanted to picture together, so they would, you know, ask me as I was wandering by there, just smiling and wandering along. So, and I noticed something about the types of tourists who would do that. Japanese tourists, very friendly, very very smiley, very giggly. Maybe they don't speak a lot of English, maybe they don't speak any English at all. They would sort of hold out the camera, point to themselves and point to the thing they want their picture taken in front of, and do this and smile and nod. And you know, the international sign of "can you take a picture" is this. I hope you all know that. That's take a picture, for obvious reasons. And we'll get to that a little bit later. Anyway, so I did that. Wonderful. You get to the German backpackers. A lot of Germans come to Australia. They tend to speak reasonably good English, and that was no problem. They would, ask you for the photo and they do that, and they're friendly and smiley. And English tourists, same thing, friendly and smiley, maybe a little down because the English like to whine a bit, and no language barrier there apart from their bizarre accent. And then you get to the American tourists, and I've started to grow to hate American tourists with a passion, because they tend to bitch and whine once they're here. I mean, I heard a couple of American tourists, a couple of women, and they were like bitching, "Oh, I arrived in, this is Circular Quay, I expected so much more. I mean, it's just, this is all there is. I mean, I was, shut up, you whining bastards." Anyway, so a different group, a couple of American tourists asked me to take their picture, and this is the interesting part, because all the other tourists, smiley, friendly, happy. These guys asked me to take a picture, didn't even smile. "Excuse me there, would you mind taking our picture in front of the Opera House here? Yeah, me and my wife." Bad accent, anyway. So he hands me the camera and then proceeds to, before he lets it go, he's holding it in front of me. Go, "Yeah, switch it on like this, and there's your rocker for the zoom, and you press this button to take the picture." I mean, for crying out loud, cameras have shared a pretty common form factor for at least the last 3 decades. They're a little boxy thing, the shutter's always on top, it's always underneath your right index finger. Almost every camera on the face of the planet has that same design, and these American wankers thought it was necessary to explain to someone who's younger than, Great Aunt Bertha, how to operate a camera. Thanks, guy, I picked up on that, Thanks for the tip. Enjoy your stay in our country. And of course, after these couple of American tourists treated me like I was some sort of mentally deficient Cuban, I decided to mess with them a bit. So I told them all about how the Sydney Opera House was built by African-American slave labour, and we're still paying out reparations. Which shocked them. You should have seen that they turned white, or whiter than they were, really. Just pale. They were shocked. They couldn't believe it. And I saw them sort of take a second thought about taking their picture in front of such a controversial icon, built by black slaves. Americans, stupid and gullible. Stop sending them here. We like this place without Americans. Few exceptions, though. I know a couple of Americans who live and stay here. They've realised that America sucks and Australia is much better, so they've moved here permanently and stay. And I know a couple of you watching my videos, and so hello to you guys. You are the exception. The rest of America, dumb as bricks. You know that. That's why you moved here. Catch you next time. Go for your whinging, make fun of my accent. All the Americans who are watching this are going to be horribly reactionary at this point, and they're already starting to comment before the video's finished, you know it, so watch for it in the comment section.